Bringing safe and effective new medicines to patients is a rigorous process that can take a lot of time. It's vital that all the scientific and medical information to support the correct use of these medicines is available to healthcare professionals. Springer Healthcare plays an essential role in ensuring scientific information is communicated correctly and promptly so that healthcare professionals can make the right choices with their patients.
With a leap forward in the treatment of a disease comes greater complexity in the science behind it. Pharmaceutical companies are developing ever more targeted therapies which operate at a molecular level. In order for doctors and patients to understand the way they work, research needs to be published in an accessible way.
Producing publications from research is quite a complicated business. There are a lot of things to take on board, and doctors don't necessarily have the expertise. They're the clinical experts, of course, but they don't normally have the experience and expertise. There are a lot of guidelines to follow. It's quite a tricky business to actually produce a clear, complete, not misleading, thoroughly helpful publication from something as complex as a clinical trial.
The job of medical communications companies is to help publish and disseminate scientific information that underpins treatment decisions. But historically, they've come under scrutiny.
The medical communications industry has faced criticism in the past, the suggestion being that they helped pharmaceutical companies' aggressive marketing and they didn't disclose all information. But today, publications professionals say that's all changed.
If people imagine that we are merely an arm of the marketing groups within pharmaceuticals, they're very mistaken. There's a lot of stringency, a lot of effort it goes into transparency now to ensure that the information is completely accurate, completely fair and balanced. There have been a lot of efforts over recent years to put good guidelines and good practices in place to do that.
Guidelines like good publication practice exist to make sure that everyone working on publications is doing so ethically and transparently, so that research can find its way into respected peer-reviewed journals. But publication is only the first step. Healthcare professionals also need to keep abreast of latest developments.
Well, it's extremely important to educate and inform healthcare professionals and keep them up to date with the very latest therapeutic techniques, the very latest diagnostic techniques, with the end goal of improving patient care. Of course, that differs territory to territory because of the availability of different drugs and different techniques. So it's important to be able to localise that kind of information. And we're on the ground, we have the experts on the ground who can actually provide that kind of information and to work with local experts to create those programmes.
Continuous medical education, or CME, forms part of that offering. In most countries, healthcare professionals need to gain CME credits every year to show they're developing their knowledge. Here too, guidelines aim to ensure that pharmaceutical companies support learning in an unbiased way.
CME is moving with the times. There is a lot of pressure, not just in the UK or Europe, but also globally, where when industry supports CME activities, they need to be visibly at arm's length. The grants are truly independent.
And I think the pharmaceutical industry themselves is very supportive of it because it's not just about their drug. They're very keen to get awareness about the therapy area in which they're actively involved.
That means promoting discussion about the diseases and the new ways to treat them. And that in turn is a path to real improvements in patient care.